Welcome to another B. Jones Fishing Show. Going to be talking about kids today.
When you take your kids out fishing, you want to have fun. And we try and cut down the frustrations and that type of thing. And I'm going to show you some tips and tricks to be able to show you how to take the kids out and have fun.
Yeah, we need to keep it fun, right? Less frustrating. That helps. Maybe we can give you some tips on that as well, and some of the gear and stuff. So I think we'll cover that in here. So, let's dive into it. What do you got? Yeah.
All right. Well, is what we're going to talk about is bluegill fishing to begin with. We're going to show you some hooks and bobbers and different ways to rig up, and a couple of tricks I learned the last couple of summers of how to catch some bluegills. And you run into a couple bass doing the same thing. So what we got is got some bluegill hooks here. What I do is I bring a whole pack of hooks out with me.
Just like now.
Because of that reason right there. But typically I use like anywhere from number 6 to a number 8 size hook.
Yeah, you don't need them gigantic.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No, you need, that guy's even too big right there.
Yeah. Hold, let me see that one. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
So I would go
Yeah, that's
more this size here if I can grab one out here.
Yeah.
You know, because those bluegills' mouths are pretty small.
Yeah, they are. They are.
I mean, and when you're taking kids fishing, it's not about size. It's about quantity.
Mm-hmm. Right, right.
And even if I'm not keeping fish, I still fill my live well up and put every single fish I can in that live well.
Right.
Just because for the most part, they end up playing with those fish in the live well. And you get to go fishing.
That's
if
true.
they're playing with fish,
yeah.
you get to do what you want.
All right. So we got a hook. Okay.
Got the hooks.
What do you got?
We got some split shot sinkers,
Okay.
which, yeah. Just pack of split shot sinkers.
Yep.
You can go smaller, you can go bigger. A lot of times I like to go to the bigger size just so I don't have to put as many on my
Sure. Do one instead of 3 or whatever. Sure.
Yeah, exactly. Sure. Then if you want, if you're fishing shallow water or something, I just use the regular, like,
These bobbers. These things are old.
Bob.
These
They're
are difficult.
Old. They're difficult to use.
What do we got for kids?
But for kids, you can go with the slip bobber.
Okay.
The slip bobber is where you got the line tie on, and then your bobber, then weight, and then a hook.
Okay.
Is what that is. You'll be able to reel that tie all the way up into your reel.
Right.
You can fish 50 feet of water
Right.
with that.
Right.
And your kid or you are still going to be able to cast it and do whatever you want
Sure.
with,
Sure. What do they have for kids bobbers? What do you?
Kids bobbers, though, I've found this.
We looked it up.
This bobber on Amazon.
Let's take a look here. Yeah.
Yeah. This guy here, it's pretty much the same type of deal as a slip bobber.
Okay.
But there's a stopper that it comes with. You can't reel it all the way up into your reel, but that jig head will go up inside of the bobber.
Okay.
It comes with like a little jig head here, like something like that.
Oh yeah.
It comes with, a standard little crappie jig head. That
right. Because the less time you can be messing around trying to get things undone, I mean, they're gonna. That's where I think the frustration and the patience level is.
Yes.
So there's all kinds of different things that that you can prepare yourself for. That allows you to do that. To again, trying to take down that frustration level, because it's nothing like, oh my goodness, we're catching fish and all of a sudden a rod or your string is all tied up, and
it gets all tangled up, and then that school is gone.
right.
And then now, as a dad, I'm frustrated because we stopped catching fish to untangle a line. Now I'm going back.
Yeah. Yep.
And either I've got to try and find that school again,
Yep.
or the school's gone.
Oh yeah, sure.
I mean, it can happen
All right.
quick.
So, and then so we've got the rig here.
Yep.
Okay.
There's that.
So we're going to talk about rods next.
We can talk about rods.
Reels and rods.
Yeah. Right here, got push button.
Okay.
This one is a Zebco Splash.
It's a Splash. I pulled that one up too, see if I could find something about it. Just give you some idea. This is the Splash one here on Amazon for $15. You said what? You picked this one up at Walmart or Myers?
Yeah, I think so. Or I don't know. They could have gotten it for Christmas present for something off Amazon, but.
Well, Barry brought this down to me, and I was looking at it today. Show him that tip. I was like, "What is that black thing on that tip?" I don't know. We can get a good overhead of that. Put your hand in front of it. Look at that. Yeah.
So that tip is not like a normal guides on your normal rods. This guy, I kind of wish I even had it on some of my poles because the line gets twisted, and a lot of times, especially with kids, they don't realize that's twisted on the end of your rod, and they try and cast, and then they get all mad. And well, this guy, it keeps that from happening. I mean,
because it can't get around that.
It doesn't catch on anything there.
Right.
And literally, if it does get spun around the rod tip, all you have to do is tell them, put your rod tip down, and that line will just comes right off.
Right.
It is awesome.
I think you need to spend, especially probably on a reel. I know you can get these real cheap ones, the little Mickey Mouse ones or whatever at Walmart and those, but sometimes they're as frustrating. Zebco, when you push that button, it's most of the time going to work.
Yeah.
And that one, I think we pulled up, let me see. So this was the one, the Zebco Splash is the one, this one here that we were showing for 15. Which is again really good price for $15 to get into it. So
if
I
they
would say,
chuck it into the water, you're not crying too much.
Here's a double set. I don't know if these rods have that special entanglement on the top of it or not, but I'm like, I don't really know. But again, this one was a double pack for $64. So if you got two kids or whatever, and these are a little bit more expensive. All right. I mean, what's the length here? I mean, that's not very.
That looks like a 4-footer.
Yeah, right. Have you ever seen them use like ice fishing rigs for like some of the smaller kids, like when they're like 2 or 3?
That's what one of my bluegill poles was, an old ice fishing setup type of thing.
Right.
Where I'm like, I'm not gonna spend extra money on, a bluegill pole when I have my ice fishing stuff.
Right. Okay. So I would imagine sometimes if you buy, I don't know on the online one, on that Splash rig, does it come with a line on it?
It does come with the line on it. I would recommend buying a Berkeley Trilene clear or the green. Just that line that comes on there, you don't know how long that line's been sitting on that reel. And that is the one thing that will really frustrate a kid if they hook into a big bass and that line breaks because it's old.
How many times we don't like that, right? Right. So again, back to a frustrating point, right? Because again, I like to make sure, and I know you do too, is I think we share that same kind of thing for kids, is that we want to have them have a great experience at this so that they'll continue fishing on that. So, all right, so we got the rod.
Got the spin cast push button.
All right.
Whatever you want to call it there.
All right, so let's talk about and then we didn't talk about this before we got this show started. So you have here, what one do you have here? Show me this one right here. What is this? So you have a spinning.
It's a Zebco Splash in a spinning
reel
setup.
When do you your two kids are
7 and 5.
right. So when do you move them to a spinning?
Typically I waited for my daughter Cordelia. I waited for her. I think she was 5.5
Okay.
because her birthday's in December. I think it was that spring we started her out on this one. And she took off, did pretty well with it. So I didn't bring it up with Charlie at all this summer. He turned 5 in June. But one day his sister wasn't there and his pole was in the boat, or her pole was in the boat. He goes, "Can I use this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll show you real quick." I literally gave him like a 2-minute rundown and he was off and flying with it. I mean,
Right. So you try to move them. You would say you would try to move them as quick as possible
Yeah.
to getting into that. We didn't talk about this. I was just kind of curious. I was thinking about the other day because I did see her have it in her hand.
yeah.
And I'm like, oh, when do you introduce that? So all right. So we got the spinning, we got the splash rig,
Yep.
we got the special tips on there. That's great. So let's talk about the next section. Let's get into baits.
Sure. With the bobber rig and that type of thing, you can find some soft plastics and that type of thing that will work with that.
I mean, typical is worms.
Is like a red worm,
Sure.
wax worm, night crawler chunks.
I mean, and that's fine. But we were talking about this before. You got to go to the store. You got to get them. Find them. Okay.
Yep.
Or you're gonna dig them in the backyard, whatever. But I think that's a hurdle that a kid has to get over. Is holding the worm, dealing with it. And so
And then putting the hook into them and seeing them squirm. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm hurting them.
Yeah.
That type of thing. You're
Right.
like,
yeah, right. So anyways,
yeah.
talk about worms. I mean, I'm going to talk about your rigs, what you're finding, because this again
Yeah.
is helpful.
What I came up with, because as you guys know, I'm a big bass fisherman. I was like, I need to figure out something that I don't have to deal with the worms, taking the worms out of the container, hooking them on, getting the dirt under your nails, getting dirt all over the boat when the kids step on it. I found these Gulp Alive
Here, put that. Yeah.
minnows. We'll open that up here, pull one out. The only thing you got to deal with these is a little bit of the juice from the bottle that keeps them
Sure.
together. But
Just to see how many's in here. How many's in here?
I think
1 inch, 2.1 ounce. I don't know.
50 of them
Probably.
come in there.
Okay.
But it's pretty much the same hook
Cool.
as I use for the bluegill
Yeah, that's about-
bobber hook.
Yeah, it's real small here.
And then I use a couple of split shot,
Yeah.
and it's pretty much a drop shot rig.
Right, because you have that weight.
Yep, will
Up
be
from it.
underneath.
So what you're trying to accomplish with this is get that
Is the bait's
Bait-
going up?
right.
Yep,
Yeah.
and that's
yeah,
going to be
yeah.
hanging off the bottom.
Right.
Then I take these little minnows.
Okay.
They're originally made for crappie. These minnows,
Sure.
and a guy I worked with got me onto it. He took me crappie fishing with him. He was a big crappie guy. I'm like, oh, that's pretty sweet. I'm liking the no dirt, not dealing with the live minnow and that type of thing. I'm like,
So you half body feed it through the hook though?
yep. You want to just shove that thing out pretty much all the way up as far as you can.
Okay.
But man, like 2-3 years ago, I was just smashing the bluegills on them. And is what's cool, like I'll see like a big clump of bluegills on my graph while we're out bass fishing. I'm like, kids, pick up your bluegill stuff. They're under us. And it's literally you drop down and chunk, chunk, chunk. And what's cool is my son was this summer outfished me bluegill fishing. He caught more bass than I was on my bass stuff this summer.
Sure.
I mean,
They're probably in there feeding and
yeah, he was catching 2-3 pounders on this thing.
yeah.
I was like, all right.
Talk about the advantages of using that kind of a bait.
What I like about that, like I
It's
said,
not squirming.
it's not squirming. It's just laying there. You can keep a jar of that in your boat at all times. If you keep a box of worms in your boat,
Yeah.
it ain't pretty the next time you go into that boat to look for them.
Yeah, and then you forget about them, and then oh boy, you find them the next
Yeah.
couple of weeks later. It's like, yeah, that was bad.
And so what's nice, especially the kids my age now, I don't have to rig their baits.
Hmm.
The only thing I sometimes have to help them open the jar up,
Right.
and give them the
And
warning.
and I think as soon as you can get them to doing all their self riggings and stuff like that, it just makes it more enjoyable.
Yeah.
You know. So.
And they feel accomplished.
Oh sure.
The only thing I have to keep reminding them, you're dealing with a sharp hook. Don't put it in your finger.
Yeah. That'll ruin a day real quickly. But again, still nothing really beats live worms. But these things you've seen are really working out well. So
Yeah. Like
okay.
I won't use live worms
Yeah.
unless I run out of these and I have to go dig some worms up in the backyard.
Right. Get into the next little section here. I mean, and like you said, they can bass fish with those too as well. If you
Yeah.
even wanted to, I think if you even wanted to rig up something for them a little bit more, if you're into the, maybe they're bass or bedding or whatever, and you're into it and they want to, start moving up and catch the big fish,
Yeah.
then just rig up a Senko wacky for them or something like that. Or,
Yeah. I had,
Of
of course, my son was thumping through his tackle box here. I had, like I've talked about before on the show with the swim baits. Well, here's an old swim bait, but you put a
Yeah.
jig head on there,
all right.
and what's nice about that is literally you're casting it in and you're casting out and reeling it in.
Yeah.
My daughter, a couple years ago, just smoked me on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what are you throwing? She's like, oh, that swim bait you rigged up for me.
Right.
Of course, it was a pink and purple one. I'm
My
like,
favorite colors.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
I'm going to
Yeah.
throw that.
Yeah. Right.
But you know what?
Right.
3-4 fish into it, I tied one on.
Yeah. Yeah, I think back to we try to give the best experience we can with the kids. And one of the things we talk about is you want to get ready to play the bait guy. And I've got some pictures here of I took my son out here, and it was Memorial Day. Would that be right? Memorial Day when they're starting to just
They were starting to spawn.
yeah.
Yep. They were on
And we
beds.
got on a spot, and I literally could not fish because I sat in the middle of the boat and he sat up at the front, and he would just hook one, give it to me. I would take it off, and I don't even remember what we're using. I think we were using worms, but I mean, it was just I couldn't even fish because it was just and he loved the experience. And I said,
He's
well, you can see how many.
giggling.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
You can see how many fish we got there between three of us there, and that was a great experience. But I'm like, we both said to him, this is really not normal for you just to, I mean, it was just ridiculous.
Right.
But he'll never forget that day. Then this was the same thing. I had, how many kids? I think we have a picture of them here. All of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kids that you're trying to bait blue. I mean, and they were betting too, right out there on the shore by the lilies. And it was just nonstop. I think it took us 2 hours to flay. It was, underneath the lights. And,
Yeah,
but anyways, but yeah, you want to do some things with your kids and make some memories. And here's my little one getting started again with a little rod and reel. But again, they always just want to do it. And I think talking about some of the things as we go down through here, our list of things we want to kind of mention about, but of how to letting them do it, try to teach them as much as you can. But I think doing letting them reel it.
Yep.
And you sent me and this is a great video that you sent. Hopefully it's not too loud. I'll try to play it here for us. But I'll maybe explain what's going on here.
Yeah, this is my daughter's first tournament. It was up at my in-laws' lake. It's close to just the lake, and it's biggest fish.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they have all the categories. So you have pike category, bass category.
Do you
all
need help,
those.
hon?
Yeah.
So what was cool is this was her first time out with that.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Do
you
you
let
need a
her,
net or something?
you let her reel that, but
Oh, okay.
Yep, I made the cast.
Whoa.
As you can tell, it's a bait caster. So I made the cast.
right,
Um,
Getting into that
right,
right now with her, but I handed it over, and
okay, Charlie, stay
then this
here.
big pike
right,
jumped
Right.
on that.
right. That's great.
And she ended up winning the tournament that day.
Right.
With that. So she got a little plaque. She's all fired up.
All right, because you could have let her reel it, in, even if you would have lost it or whatever. I think it's just still
Yeah.
that letting them do it on their by themselves or whatever. So, and I have some of your kids here fishing off the boat. A little bit of safety. We talked about this. We talked about that. I imagine
Cordelia has
Does,
a life jacket underneath my
old fishing
my other fishing
Fishing shirt.
jersey. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, "Can I
Yeah.
wear that?" And that's part of that too.
Mhm.
That fun.
Sure, Dad wears it.
Dad's
Dad
wearing
wore
it. Well, she made me wear it that day,
Mm-hmm.
so we were matching and that type of thing.
Yeah,
But yes, life jackets are a must
Yeah.
on the boat.
I liked it too.
For
You
one,
know,
it's the law.
yeah, yeah,
But right now, even with Charlie being 5 at Grandma and Grandpa's dock,
mm-hmm.
if he's on that dock alone fishing, he's wearing one.
Sure. Yeah, and bass boats are. I always liked. I got to fish with a friend's Lund boat, and it
Yes.
had those side rails or side pockets where the kids couldn't get. There must be
It
what
comes
a
up to about their waist.
Yeah, and they can't get to the edge. In a bass boat, you're up on top.
Yeah.
So again, it's just safety and teaching them. But again, with that part of it and keeping them safe. I brought this picture up. Making memories is, like
Yes.
we said, with our kids, all of their memories of them fishing, either with grandpas or whatever. So that
Yep. That's Charlie with his Uncle Britt there, and we're actually on the lake in Disney, in Florida.
that's pretty cool.
So he got a chance to get us out on that. So
Mm-hmm.
we went out and played there.
See Charlie wearing your other shirt?
There's Charlie wearing my other fishing jersey. That was the following year after Cordelia won that one.
Sure. Yeah.
But in that picture there is some of it too, is letting them goof off. Have they fallen in the water? Yeah. But you know what?
Yeah.
They know their limits now. It's not,
Right.
and it's some of it too. They got to have some sort of a fear of water, but
Sure.
at the same point,
Right.
they realize if they fall in, they're okay.
Yeah.
Too is some of it.
Yeah, especially just to get used to that life jacket.
Yeah.
We've got them. But I was you had sent me some other pictures. Here's some of them talking about bluegills. This is you.
There's me.
Man, I can't even guess your age. Probably 4 or 5. 4 maybe.
Yeah,
You're pretty young. I know
was,
that.
That was with Grandpa Jones.
Mhm.
That one was.
Yeah.
Same
So,
there. His little smallmouth.
Sure. That's great. Yeah, again, real young picture.
Yep.
Real, and again, proud moment. I think that's
Yeah.
what we talked about, making sure that the kid, celebrate those things, right?
That's why I take a picture every single one of my
Sure.
kids' fish catches that.
Well, we do. We're tournament fishing.
I mean, they're catching bluegills like this. They still
Yeah.
hold it up,
Yeah, right,
like it's
right.
a 5-pounder.
right. Oh yeah, easily.
That's what's cool about fishing
Yeah.
is you both can be involved
Right.
It's not like a sport like soccer or something like that where you're sitting there
Mhm.
watching.
Right.
This sport, you both can participate
Yep.
and both have fun
Mhm.
and that type of thing.
Right. Yeah. So talk about spot selection too. You want to set them up for success.
Yeah.
You don't want to take them right down. I would say river fishing because I don't like to river fish and it's difficult. But especially trying to find their spots. I was just talking to Barry before we kind of got started here about, well, how about if you don't have a boat? I mean,
Yeah.
maybe you're a parent that doesn't have a boat, but your kid wants to fish. Well, so where do you go? I mean, you can go to some landings
Yep.
a little bit. So, but where else?
Luckily, like here in Michigan, we have lakes everywhere.
Yeah, even riverbanks or whatever. That
Yeah.
like the St. Joe River here through
Yeah.
by the covered bridge and all that out
Right.
there is a great place.
Right.
You can get access to right to that.
If you can find any public land or if you get permission from a homeowner, bluegills are going to be around those docks
Mm.
until mid-November,
Yeah,
I would say. I think they're probably just pushing off now,
right,
but if it's a bright sunny day, they're going to be right back up there
right.
because they're going to try and be getting warm. And that's what fishing around the docks and that type of thing. My son, a lot of times, wants to just fish off the dock at Grandma and Grandpa's.
Well, it's a stable, right? It's stable.
It's stable.
It's flat. They don't, you know what I'm saying? So,
But is what it is, he knows there's bluegills there.
oh, sure, because they're right underneath of him, right?
And
Yeah.
I mean, we can watch him swimming around and he can make that cast right at them and catch them.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, again, we just want to, they want to have a good experience. So you got to get them in the right spot at the right time. And so, scope out a couple places, or whatever. I mean, so
And that's kind of what I was saying with this minnow on that drop shot. I was bass fishing along. I was like, oh, there's bluegills under us. So I'm like, hey, kids, pick up your poles, drop it down. And soon as it starts headed down, the line goes slack. I'm like, start reeling. And it's what's nice with those little circle hooks too is they don't have to set the hook.
yeah, they're good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
just start reeling it in
Yep,
and it
yep.
hooks them.
Yep.
But
Right.
that's a big thing I learned is, yes, I pay attention to my fish finders to look for the bait fish for
Right.
bass.
Right.
But now that I have kids, think differently. Go, that bait fish is something they can catch
Yep.
on their own,
Right.
having fun.
Right. I wanted to go back to a point that I wanted to bring up. I think with my kids, when we wanted to go fishing for the first time or whatever, I would rig it up in the driveway and let them put a big old heavy weight at the end of it and get them used to the rod.
Yep.
Don't try to go out right away. Never casted before, or just throw
That's
the bobber
the
on.
perfect bobber for
Yeah,
that
yeah.
right there.
You know,
'Cause you
and-
know what? If it smashes up,
Right. But
it's 25 cents.
get them used to casting.
Yes.
And it doesn't take very long for them to figure that Zepco out, right? How to push the button and then release, right?
Yes.
So,
Right there. That's one of Charlie's first casting plugs.
oh sure, take all the hooks off of it.
I broke off the bill. I was getting ready to chuck it away. I was like,
Oh yeah,
well, I took the hooks off because those were still good.
right,
Since I replaced my hooks, I'm like, well, I need those. Can't be wasting.
right,
I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put that on his pole. It's got the weight.
right,
And he started zipping that thing. I'm like,
yeah.
if it breaks, it breaks.
Yeah, I would say to let them practice so that they get used to it. So then when you get out to somewhere, you're not, they're not just trying to learn it right there.
Yes.
They want to start fishing. Well, then they can't cast, and you're trying to help them. But again, letting them cast. But we always just rig it up in the driveway, let them cast. Get them practiced up so that when you get out there, they'll have a more of a successful casting of
Yeah,
it.
that's what I was looking for a picture at home when you asked me for pictures. My mom and dad took a picture of me. I was standing in the back of Dad's truck
Yep.
with the tailgate down, fishing into a mud puddle. I
Yep.
would pull out the hose, fill up where I knew it would fill up,
Yep.
and I would cast there. And that's how I
Right.
started.
Yep. Well, from my point too, got to bring plenty of snacks for the kids.
Definitely.
Don't try to do the 4 hour fishing with them. I don't think, again, setting up for, especially young kids, they don't have the patience for it.
Yep.
They're going to get tired, let them fool around, if they want to take a break, but you want to entertain them. Sometimes it's snacks or whatever, bring it to make it more, even if you're just out for a half an hour, bring those snacks, have fun with it, but don't try to, especially younger kids, to try to
Yes.
get them to last that long in the boat. So, but yeah. Some good stuff.
That's a big thing. I hardly bring snacks for me.
Mm-hmm. Because you just want to fish.
Yeah, I just want to keep going.
Right.
Well, I've come to realize if I have snacks, that gives me an extra half hour, 45 minutes on the water.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like at Grandma and Grandpa's, where we can just go back in.
Right.
15 minutes we're out there and we can
Right.
go back in. But I learned you bring a bunch of snacks along with you, it just keeps adding the time. And the
Right.
key is don't let them have access to all the snacks.
Sure. They'll eat them all up in one sitting. Yeah, right.
You
right.
go, here is your gummy bears.
For the next hour.
Here is your granola bar. And then it
Right.
just keeps adding on.
Right.
And they're like, and
Well,
they're catching fish in between that. And
Right. And I think there's a difference too of taking your kids out to have them fish where you want them to be with you when maybe you go out to scope a lake out, right?
Yeah.
Because you want to spend some time with your kid on a Saturday, and you want them to be out there, but you want to spend more than a half an hour on the lake. So how do you extend that time, right? And that's a
Right.
little difference. I mean, you can't be selfish and think you're just going to go onto the lake for 6 hours with a
Yeah.
3 or 4 year old. It's just not going to happen. You're going to get real frustrated. They're going to get frustrated. But if you can just have in your mind, you're going to go out for at least a couple hours, and you can extend that out. Give them breaks, give them snacks, give them toys in the boat, whatever, just to have them so
Yeah.
that you're able to fish too. But make sure that you then give them a joy of doing that as well. So,
say this right here is my son's tackle box.
dude, it's got more
And that's
stuff in
some of
that
it
thing.
too, is there's a bunch of
That's got hooks on there.
yeah,
Ooh.
he's got some hooks in there now. But I mean, most of this is soft plastics that he started digging around in my tackle and goes, "Hey, can I have this?" Okay. And that's some of it too.
Yeah.
Is not going, "Oh, that's my favorite one. I don't know."
Right.
You can
right,
buy more.
Right.
I mean,
Yep.
and really, if you're out on the boat and he has his tackle box with you and you run out of your favorite bait,
Yeah.
go, "Hey, I think you have one in there. Can I borrow that?"
Yeah.
And that makes him feel, or her feel,
Right. Right.
really good.
Yeah.
Oh, Dad caught one on my bait.
Yeah. Right. Yep. All right. So basically, recap: keep the gear simple, pick the right spot, use friendly bait. We gave you some
Yes.
options here. I think those are good, and we always strive to make it fun.
Yes.
All right. Again, I think if you, I had some photos, but other people, if they want to share, we got some friends of ours that watch this
Yeah.
show. So
For sure.
send your kids pictures in. You can share along. We'd be interested in see those or pictures
that'd
of
be
them
fun.
when they're younger catching fish, right? So
Yeah, that'd be cool.
yeah. So I would say again, if you want some more tips or those kind of things, let us know. Hit that like button down below somewhere here, and subscribe. Make sure you share. Fortunately, they got to wait another. It's in Michigan, so we got to wait now for the winter. And
Oh,
then
I know. It's
spring.
supposed to snow tomorrow.
So
That's why-
right.
we should probably do a video about that too, is putting the boat away, since we showed one pulling it out.
Yeah, we were actually supposed to be in a fishing tournament today.
Yeah, I'm glad I told you no on that one. It was 31 degrees this morning.
Right, right. All right. Hey, so coming up next is a Christmas buy show.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I want to know what's on Barry's list. I'll give you what's on my list of what we're doing next year. So anyways, we'll see you next time
All right.
on the show. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.